All right, welcome in everybody. It is Tuesday night. We're going to do a little high school scene, but not just any regular high school recruits, man. We got two of the top dogs out at Lewisburg. We're going to start Stone McKay. How you doing tonight?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. And Sam, man, I gotta know. I seen the pics. I know you're doing good, man. How you doing tonight?
Doing good. How about you?
Let's jump right into it, man. I'm not gonna waste any time. I seen the pictures from prom. I seen you went with Kevin or Kyle Booker's sister, but man, the car, the tux. I mean, did anybody do it better than you?
I don't think so. I give all that credit to her though. She did all the work. I just showed up and smiled and went along with the program.
There you go, giving the credit where it needs to be done. Stone, man, I didn't see your pictures. Did you do anything close to what he's got going on?
No, Sam got me beat this year, but we're gonna wait for later on, like dances and stuff. I got him beat.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, let's talk about sports around the country for a second. Stone, come to you with this. The WNBA did their draft last night. You've seen Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. All these different stars. They got drafted last night. Do you think, from a sports perspective, do you think the WNBA will get bigger now that they're getting these big time college stars? Because I know you saw it, the numbers for college basketball, the women's tournament did better than the men's. So do you think this will carry over?
I think those two players will help it a lot. They were like they rose on the scene a lot for women's basketball, and I think that'll like make that spike up a lot.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm not gonna lie and say that it may make me watch it, but I did watch the women's tournament. It was fire. There was star power on all the different teams. Taking it to you, Sam. Let's talk MLB for you. I gave Stone the hard one. Who is right now, if you're to turn on the TV, who's the must watch MLB player for you right now?
MLB player, definitely Mookie Betts. I mean, he's the hottest hitter right now in the game, and getting to see him watch him play shortstop, moving from the outfield is it's been exciting to watch. I mean, it seems like every time I cut the TV on, he's hitting a home run. So yeah,
The
definitely,
sad part
definitely,
about the shortstop move is I don't get to see him throw it from the right field wall to third base on a frozen rope anymore.
yeah, that's true.
Stone, let me ask you this. If you could go see any musician right now, you can go see him anywhere. Who you going to see? Where you going to see him?
Ooh, I guess we'll stay with the country.
Don't
I'll
say
go with
Morgan Wallen in Oxford either, or I'll cut
Morgan
the
Wallen
show
and
off.
I get backstage, pit tickets, go all out.
Bro, if I get one more Morgan Wallen answer on this show, so help me, man. That's how I know dude is doing it right. Four out of every five answers, we get athletes. Doesn't matter, guy, girl, West Coast, East Coast. Everybody keeps saying that, dude. I give it to him. He's killing the game. But for you, Sam, I know you ain't saying Morgan Wallen. I hope, please. Who you going to see? Where you going to see him?
Uh, I'm gonna have to go with. I've always wanted to go to a gospel concert. I'm gonna have to say the Maverick City Music Group, and I'm gonna say in Atlanta, Georgia.
Nice, nice. Like a little variety. I like when we get new answers, and I definitely like did you say gospel? So I dig it, something new. But let's get into it for people who don't know. Stoneham, come to you. Like I said, it's gonna be a little bit different than normal, not with one person, but I'll let basically y'all answer questions for each other, coming from the same area, playing for the same school. So Stone, for people who don't know, man, where y'all from?
We're from Hernando, Mississippi, around Lewisburg. Lewisburg's a small area and a big suburb of Memphis. And we've grown up playing together our whole life on different teams, and then we transferred in to Lewisburg to play together.
Yeah,
We won state last year. We're going to try to run it back this year and end it in a bang before we both go play SEC baseball.
Yeah, let me ask you. He said it, Sam. When people ask me, I don't say I'm from South Haven. I just say Memphis because if you say South Haven, they don't know what you're talking about. Memphis just seems easier. Do you actually say that you're from Hernando, or do you just say Memphis?
I actually say I'm from Olive Branch, and then I say it's like 15 minutes from Memphis, and then everybody's like, "Okay, so you're close to Memphis," so we know that it is. Or some people, I actually run across some people that know where South Haven is, so I might say South Haven sometimes, but I usually keep it like just 15 minutes 10 to 15 minutes from Memphis or North Mississippi.
I got you. So obviously we got where you're from, but Sam, tell me about family, man. You got mom, dad, brothers, sisters, you got a big family. What are we looking at?
So it's 5 of us, mom, dad, and then I have an older brother and older sister. So I'm the baby of the family, and my brother and sister, they both live far away. Actually, my brother's about to move to Houston, which would be close to me in Austin when I get to Austin, get down to Austin. And then my sister lives like 5 minutes from the College World Series Stadium down in Omaha, and she's a lawyer down there. And so, hopefully, when I get down to Austin in Texas, uh, she'll be able to come see me play in the College World Series next year.
I like it. Yeah, you got it all mapped out. So having two older siblings, did they help you growing up as, striving to be excellent? Because, a lot of the athletes we have come on here that are very competitive, they are the younger sibling, and they usually say it's because their older siblings help push them. Was that the case for you?
It is. My older brother, we used to play outside in the backyard, play football, basketball, and he used to always beat up on me. And it just made me more competitive. So when I got with kids my age, it just felt easier to play with them.
Yeah, no doubt. So Stone, what's your house looking like?
So I got 5 too. I got 2 older sisters. One just graduated from Mississippi State, and the other one's doing a nursing program at Northwest. And then my mom and dad. My mom's a school teacher at Lewisburg Primary, and then my dad's in the medical field.
So same thing with the sisters, especially there's not a brother there. What was it like? Were they helping you out, or were they just giving you a hard time?
Well, I'll say in the girl situation, in the relationship world, they help me out. In the sports world, I have to do it all really around myself and my friends. I've grown up always being with buddies and stuff, so they've helped me a lot through the roads doing that. But yeah, they've helped me with relationships and girls.
No doubt. So who would you say, outside of your family, so outside of your mom, your dad, sisters, who would you say has probably been the biggest influence on you growing up? And it could be, because you're in athletics, it could be a coach, it could be, a professional player, or it could be a teacher, who's had a big influence in helping to get you to where you're at?
I'd say Brady Tiger had a big impact on my life. I feel like ever since freshman year, we clicked real quick, and then ever since then we just hit it off since then. And he's helped me a lot through like the surgeries, the baseball recruiting, and baseball in general, just life and itself. He's helped a lot.
Does it make you a little sad that he'll be gone from college by the time you get there?
It it's sad, but we'll meet back up in the major leagues.
Haha, I like the confidence. Sam, for you, man, who's been that person that's been an inspiration outside the family?
I would have to say my old travel ball coach, Keith Dunn. He was the first one to kind of really teach me like the ways of baseball. And like when I got to him, we were playing for Vision Dunn, and I remember he was known for being a hard coach, and he taught me like the mental toughness of baseball, and like he was the first one to put me on third base and just teach me the ways of third, and being able to be a utility type player where I could go to third and then go back to the outfield if I needed to. And he really just taught me the ways of just baseball and knowing how to cut that switch on and like go into grind mode, and uh, knowing like you got to wake up early and get your work in, and you got to put, if you're going to want to be great at something, you got to put that first, and really just give that credit to him.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So for you, Sam, not when did you start playing, but when did it become like a serious thing for you? You talk about travel ball, when did you kick it up a notch?
When I was about, I would say 8 or 9, is that's when I first started hitting home runs, and after that, I just fell in love with the game, and my parents got me into travel ball early, and that's when I didn't play any other sport, so that's when they were like, hey, I have a calling in baseball, and so I mean my dad has been working with me ever since, and so that's when I really started getting serious about it.
Yeah, and so I do got to ask, obviously we know y'all go to Lewisburg. Were you already in the area and happened to just be at the right area, to go to school play baseball, or is it one of those things you moved within this area because And I don't even just mean specific Lewisburg, you know, in this area in DeSoto County where baseball is big. Were you already here or did you move here?
I moved here, so I was at I really lived most of my childhood in San Antonio, Mississippi, and my mom was a teacher there, and really how we moved up here is my mom got a job. She's a teacher at Lewisburg High School. She's a 10th and 11th grade sped teacher. So we basically moved how my parents moved. They're both in education, and so it just happened to be the job she got. And uh, I tell people all the time I had always wanted to come up to Lewisburg to play baseball when I was younger because I used to play with Matthew Osteen and used to play against Stone and Trey and Cooper and all those guys. So I always knew they had a good program, and so when the time came, and I was probably more happy than my dad that my mom got the job at Lewisburg to be a teacher, and my dad had just retired, so he was ready to move. So that's how I got up to Lewisburg.
I got you. I got you. So Stone, same thing for you. You know, when did baseball become serious and were you already in this area or did you come into this area for the baseball?
Yes, sir. So at a young age, I've always enjoyed the game, loved it from the get go. But I would probably say 90 when kid pitch started cranking up. That's when I started pitching a lot, and that's when everybody like saw my arm stood out, and I had a electric arm as they call it. And so I'd say about right when kid pitch started picking up is when my love for the game shot up and stuff. And then I've lived in this area my whole life. I'm from Hernando, Mississippi, which is our pretty much our rival this playoff is
Yeah.
Hernando High School, and I went to Hernando my whole life till eighth grade. Transferred to Lewisburg eighth grade. My mom got a job at the primary at Lewisburg, and I came to Lewisburg for baseball.
Yeah, so let's talk about it. Let's get into Lewisburg. You know, y'all alluded to winning the state championship. You know, I'll start with you, Stones, as we're already talking. You know, what was it like, you know, putting that season together, all the talent y'all had, you know, was it something when the season started, y'all knew that y'all had the talent to do, or is it something that y'all had to find out as the season went on?
So yeah, we had the national recognition early, and we knew we had the chance to be special. And we've known this for a long. We knew this ever since we were young that this group was going to be the one, and it all came together. I actually missed most of last year with a surgery in my elbow, and I came back in the playoffs after a run and made it back in time for the state championship and got to pitch the final out in the state championship and get the dog piled on. So that was special to me. And overall, I knew even though I couldn't play, I always had the like faith in our team. I knew we were going to be the team to beat, like hard to beat throughout the playoffs, and we for sure showed it. Hoping we can
Yeah.
do it again.
So let's talk about the surgery for a second. You know, I don't know. You said you've talked to a lot of people, obviously Brady being one of them, but you know the accolades on how many guys I've talked to on the show. Specifically, y'all make baseball players number 210 and 11. And the amount of guys that we talk to and have had to have Tommy John and other various surgeries. Basically, when it comes to pitchers, it's not if anymore, it's when, right? And I think it's a blessing for you, Stone, to happen earlier than later because it's going to have to happen at some point. So it's good to go ahead and get, you know, surgery, get scar tissue out of the way, go ahead and build back stronger before you get to college, as opposed to being, you know, Hunter Elliott right now, right? You know, his draft stock is plummeting because he can't pitch, he can't do nothing about it. So it's very advantageous, and I know it sucked to sit out most of the year, but you really are in a good spot going forward.
Yes, sir. So I'd say it was I feel like it's a blessing in disguise. I knew it was going to be tough, but I've learned so much from it. It's like I've become a better person, a better player, and all together. And I'm really grateful for it, and I think it's made me way better all around. And I'm looking forward to going to college and keep it going.
Yeah, no doubt. So, Sam, what I want to talk to you about when it comes to Lewisburg, you know, and thinking about how y'all, you know, won the state last year and then carrying into this year, being from this area, you know, DeSoto Central is known as the powerhouse. They got numerous state championships, but now it's shifted. You don't hear people talking about DeSoto Central. you hear them talking about Lewisburg. How good does that feel that y'all have established this program and put it to where, it's the name that everybody's looking to, not just in DeSoto County, but in the state of Mississippi?
It feels good. Carrying it's a big target on our back for sure. Having that reputation now, but it feels good. Like just knowing that what we created is considered a powerhouse nationally and in the state, and then just being able to come behind it and bag it up, and feel like we just go out there and play, and it feels good because now we have the guys that are younger than us, and even little kids that are still in middle school and stuff. They're excited to come to Lewisburg and play baseball for the Bird Boys. So it feels good.
Yeah, no doubt. Like I said, the program's only going to continue, like you said, the younger guys. And I go to the game the other day and I see how many people are there, and it's the place to be in DeSoto County. You are playing Hernando. Unfortunately, didn't go well, but it shows, that y'all are the must-see ticket. It shows that that's the rivalry, as far as this year and where y'all are at. So I haven't looked at the standings, and I didn't on purpose. I really just going to get it out of y'all. Where does it sit with you guys in Hernando right now?
So Hernando won district, and we ended up getting the 3 seed, and we'll play Starkville next week. And the winner of our series and the winner of Hernando and who was it? Who's Hernando got?
No, I forgot who that.
Hernando's got. Oh, they got Tupelo.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
So they got Tupelo, and we got the winner of that.
Isn't Starkville where Monaghan ended up going to?
Yes, sir.
it is.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, that's cool. So I mean, you talk about being the 3 seed, they won district, but you know how this thing works. It doesn't matter if you're the 1 seed or the 3 seed, you got to take care of business and beat whoever's in front of you anyway. So let me ask you, Sam, coming back to you, is there any more pressure to do it a second time with that target on your back?
I don't think it's pressure. I think as far as our team, we're so mature. We have 15 seniors. I feel like it's just. I don't think it's pressure. I think it's a little harder than it was last year. I think it's always hard to two-peat, but I don't think it's pressure. I think it just kind of gives us motivation and kind of stay focused the whole season, and kind of just play our game. We know the target is on our back, and we know we're unbeatable when we play the game the right way and we play our game. And so I think it just motivates us to play, to be able to go out there and play well and play for each other, and not try to just play because we're all signees and different things like that. I think it just motivates us to play as a team and play for the Lewisburg that's running across our chest.
Yeah. And so, Stone, I got a question about pressure when it comes to you. I wrote you a message after I came to the game. And let me be clear, boys, I'm not coming to another game. I came to DC and watched y'all, and then I came Oxford. I clearly am bad luck. Usually when I come to watch people, good things happen. I came to watch y'all twice and root for y'all. It didn't work well. So I'm gonna stay my butt at home because it ain't working out. But Stone, obviously we talked about it, man. That's a night that you want to wash away. You know, for you, is there pressure going forward with that game, or is it one of those things like we talked about, man? Short memory, especially when you're a pitcher, and right, there's only one place to go, up, after a performance like that.
Oh yeah, yes sir. So it doesn't really bother me. I have short term memory when it comes to that type stuff, and I know it's part of baseball. I know you're not gonna have your best every single time you walk out there, even though you want to have it. It's just part of the game. You're not gonna have it. So I'm basically flushing that, and I'm not worried about it from here on out. I'm just gonna go out there and do my thing, and I'm gonna
Did
help the team
Did
to
Braden
stay.
Sanders by chance come talk to you? Because I said something to him in real time. I watched him, who's having big time success at Memphis right now as closer, but I watched him have the same kind of thing happen to him that happened to you, which shows that things like that, like you said, they happen to everybody, but also shows it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And look at he's thriving now, and that's what I look forward to with you going through the postseason and then into college. I mean, did he by chance say anything to you?
He didn't say anything to me, but the week before I pitched against DeSoto Central and threw a complete game shutout and like a low amount of pitch count and one hitter complete game. So that's what I'm used to be doing. And then I'm used to. So then coming into this week, didn't go my way, but I'm going to get back on track and get to back where I was.
Yeah, so let's talk about something on your pitching though. I want to talk about your secondary pitches for a second for the those who are listening, because one of the things, and I talked to Connor Griffin about this too, and I asked him the same questions I'm gonna ask you. When you look, one of the problems with on the internet, it only talks about your velo. It says the same thing about him. It talks about he throws in the mid 90s. Same thing you. It says you throw 97, 98. Doesn't talk about your secondary pitches, which is the key to your success at the next level. So for those that don't know and they've never watched you pitch, what are you working with on your secondary pitches? Do you have a curveball, you have a slider, you have a changeup? What we got?
So I would say my go-to is my slider. It's a sweeper, and I can change it between a sweeper and like a short, short and hard slide piece. And then I have a breaking ball or another breaking ball, curve ball, but I don't really use it much. It's more to the lefties to get more depth on it. And it's not really even a curve ball. It's more of a slurve.
Mhm.
Same slider type pitch, but I get more depth on it for the lefties. And then I actually have a changeup that has a really, really high spin rate, been up to 2,900, and that's really rare. So I think that's going to be another big pitch of mine.
In that
One
game, you threw that pitch a couple times and was successful. Did you think about going to it more?
I mean, really not in that situation. I didn't really feel like I needed it much. I was just trying to get outs and get ground weak contact. But for instance, against the number one team in the country, I pitched Baton Rouge Catholic. It was me against William Schmidt, number one high school arm, and they're a really good program. So I had to use all three against them, and it kept them off balance the whole time. And it was a really good pitch in my arsenal that day.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought them up. Sam, let me ask you, if you look at the national rankings, they've rose to number one based on the fact that y'all have played them and seen them. Are you surprised at all?
Not at all. They have a bunch of good hitters, and having William Schmidt on the mound. I mean, when he's on the mound, I mean, he's almost unhittable. And they just have it's just a really good program there, and they have a really good reputation. So it wasn't a surprise at all.
So you as a hitter, when you face a guy like that, um, it's better going forward, right? Because you're not going to see an arm like that again. That's the thing. Like it can only get better, and you faced the best, and it's going to help you obviously going forward into Texas. So, yeah, I think it's something and that's probably why Coach Cagle obviously scheduled those games. It only makes y'all better in the long run playing talent like that. So, when is this next game that y'all have, and what do y'all got to do to take care of business?
We have Arlington this upcoming Thursday. We play them at Arlington, and they're a really good program. They have some really good players on that team.
That's where I'm
And
actually from, by the way. Arlington wasn't there. It was just Bolton, and Bolton was the powerhouse then. And then it kind of fell off, and they built Arlington. So that's actually where I'm from.
yeah, I think this game we just have to go in and play our game. Uh, we start playoffs next week, so we really just focus on uh, just different things that we feel like we need to work on as far as our pitchers throwing strikes, make sure our defense is clean, making sure we're making the routine plays, and if we make a spectacular play, yay for that. But and then just making sure our hitters stay on track and on what we're doing, and
So
making sure we're
I'll ask you both this next question, same question, but different position type. So for you, Sam, if you had to pick somebody outside yourself that's going to have to be an X factor in the lineup for y'all to be able to repeat, who is it? Who's the guy that you think needs to step up and be the key piece?
I'm gonna say Cooper Bennett. I feel like last year he was a big factor, just getting on base. One of our most consistent hitters last year, besides Cody Gilmore, which is he's a hitting machine. I feel like when Cooper hits, it's more contagious. When it starts to hit, everybody's like, okay, we can hit now. And I think once Cooper gets hot, we're gonna be good to go.
Nice. All right, Stone, pitching, man, outside yourself. Who's got to be the guy, whether it's a starter or somebody out the bullpen? Who needs to be money in the bank?
Man, I'd have to say I don't think it's just one. I think if we all just go out there and do our thing, it'll make this playoff look really, really easy.
Yeah, and I feel like, high school is different because, I said something about the bullpen, but usually guys can get through complete game if they're rolling. Obviously, even in the college level, and when you go out to 9 innings, you could be electric, but still more than likely somebody's got to come in and close it. I know you guys on the regular are able to do a complete game. So especially if your starters take care of business, talk to me before we play this game and shut it down. Talk to me about Talon Haley because, you know, people see, Vandy next to anybody's name, and it's like he's got to be insanely talented. So a guy that you get to play with all the time, talk to me about him.
Yes, sir. So Talon, he's actually out for the rest of the season, but
He wasn't when I was there. What happened?
so he has a partially torn UCL, which is going to cause him to miss the rest of the season. But just being able to play with him through high school and stuff was really, really like a blessing. He's a really, really good dude and a really good player. He's going to have a big future ahead, and this is just another chapter to his book. But I think he's going to come out stronger than anybody.
Yeah, well, now I got a sidetrack because I didn't know that. Tell me who's stepping into his shoes, man. Who's got a next man up? Who's going to have to fill that role?
Yes, sir. So we're going to move Matthew Osteen as a starter in the playoffs. It'll be me game one, Caden game two, and Matthew game three. And then we'll probably use Matthew in relief game one if we need it to make sure we get that win, and then bring him back game three if we need it.
Nice, nice. Well, that's the beauty of having a team as talented as y'all. You have the next man up, and I wish y'all nothing but the best. Like I said, normally I would come, but based upon I don't want to be that guy. Y'all ain't gonna point at me and say that I cost y'all. I'm not gonna do it. So I'm gonna have to watch it streaming, read about it. I don't know. I wanted to see you be electric. And what's funny about it is you brought it up, Stone. Obviously my wife was in the hospital, but the game I was supposed to go see you tell me you're filthy. And I'm like, dang, so that's what I'm supposed to be at. And then Sam, I will say this, getting to see you, the thing that caught my attention was how smooth you are with the glove and a strong arm. I think a lot of people talk about your bat, but I'll end with this for you. How much do people probably don't realize how good a glove you got?
I don't think I think a lot of people don't really get to see it a lot because most of the time I'm in the outfield. But yeah, I work on it a lot. I mean, worked on it this summer a lot, and then going into the fall, worked on it, and I think it's just I put a lot of work in, so I think it's pretty underrated.
All right, so let's get to the questions that everybody wants to know. All right, so you chose Texas. You're obviously in SEC country. They are moving into the SEC, but I don't know if that played anything into your decision. Why was Texas the school for you?
Well, first off, just Austin, the city in general, is just a great place, and I mean the fans there are amazing. I went on my visit, and they already knew who I was going. Just walk around the football stadium, going to watch the game, and just the coaching staff there. Uh, Coach David Pierce is our head coach, and getting to talk to him all throughout the summer, and we just had the same hitting mindset. And Coach Caleb Longley, who's our hitting coach, just getting to talk to both of those guys, and really just I feel like I have a big mind when it comes to hitting, and I just wanted to have somebody that was going is big on development and also just has the same mindset for hitting as me, and even with the infield coach Troy Tulowitzki, who was a Gold Glover in the majors, played a lot of years in the majors. Uh, just getting to talk to him as well, and just just a great group of coaches around there, and just the players all around it, and the culture that they have, and just the mentality that they have around that campus is just amazing, and that's what I wanted to be a part of.
Yeah, and you mentioned the culture. Does it make it that much easier? You talk about the coaches, but you're talking about a team that's perennial in Omaha. You're talking about a team with, I think 7 national championships. Does it just make it that much easier that the place that seems right has that kind of history?
It did. I feel like being around winning is always good, and I feel like it was. I just feel like it was gonna be. It was just the right place for me, and them having that winning mentality, and I feel like that's the type of mentality I had. Was just a really easy decision for me.
Yeah, because I mean, I go to Omaha every year, and it just seems like they're always there. Just like this year, they're kind of having a down year, but it's one of those things because it's Texas. I think to myself, all they got to do is be in the postseason with a clean slate, and I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see them there just because of the talent and the coaching they have. So that's the way they are. But Stone, for you, I know it was a process for you. I'm not gonna out you on the show that you're an LSU fan. Oh wait, I did. But you chose Ole Miss. Why?
Yes, sir. So from a young age, I grew my family's a lot of my family's from Louisiana, so I grew up around LSU, and that's what caused me to be an LSU fan growing up. But just growing
I
up
like you
watching,
said caused like it was a negative thing. It didn't cause you. You wanted to be. Don't twist these words, Stone.
yes, sir. So, but just growing up and then playing competitive baseball, getting on the scene, getting recruited and everything by all the different teams. Just one thing. Well, part of it was the coaching change kind of screwed everything up at LSU. It was right in the middle of my arm injury and everything, and all these other schools were on my radar. And Ole Miss has stood out since the beginning. They were the first school I talked to, the first school I talked to, and the last school I talked to. The whole time they've always stood out to me, and Oxford's always stood out to me. The coaches always stood out. Everything about them stood out to me, and I think it was all part of God's plan, pushing them closer to me over and over. And I prayed over it, and just the way they do it out there is just special to me, and it's it's part of my. That was really the biggest decision making in my decision.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, I joke about the LSU stuff, but obviously, Ole Miss, just like I was talking about with Texas, always in the mix, just won a national championship in 2022. Elite character guys who move on to the pros. And then you got Coach B, been doing it at a high level for a long time. So obviously nothing wrong with, picking there at all. And then being that you're from Mississippi, it feels right. And, me and you talked about it in Brady's episode. Most people were like, can't believe he chose Arkansas. Didn't realize that he wanted to go to Ole Miss. They didn't offer him, so it's one of those things for you. You can feel blessed about because not everybody necessarily gets that offer. I will say this, to bring up a fun story that I don't know if you told Sam, but did you tell Sam when I introduced you to Tommy White and I told him you were an LSU fan, but then you were wearing Ole Miss, and he said, "Why are you wearing Ole Miss?" And you said, "I'm going there," and he said, "Sucks for you."
I did not tell Sam about that. I
Oh,
luckily
it's so
forgot about
funny.
that.
I introduced him as an LSU fan, but he's wearing a whole Ole Miss get up.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm not a
Old
Tiger
Tommy
no
doesn't
more.
hold back.
I'm all in Rebel now.
If Tommy made a phone call and said, "Hey, I talked to Coach. We can do a switch. We can get you on." I don't know. You might flip.
I don't think so. Not anymore.
It's because we're in last place, huh? Okay, I see you. Nah, I'm messing. All right, well, that's enough, boys. We're gonna move into the game. We were talking it before the show. I don't know if Sam has, but obviously, me and you were talking about Stone. It is brought to you by Chinook Seedery. Sam, have you had Chinook Seeds?
I haven't.
All right, so 8 flavors, mild to wild, the best in the game, official sponsor of In Off the Bench podcast, Team USA, and Bobby Witt Jr., and a whole bunch of other things. And so I'm going to get you boys a case for the postseason. I don't know if you're allowed to have them on your field, but you can at least have them in the dugout. They're the best. They're going to be the key thing to y'all winning this thing. It's not going to be your talent on the field. It's going to be the seeds in your mouth. But no, all jokes aside, they bring us this game. And so I give you two options, one or the other. Can't say both, can't say neither. I'll direct who I'm asking to. That way y'all don't get confused. So I'll start with you, Stone. Would you rather grill out or go out to eat?
Ooh, that's hard. I mean, it's always good to grill out and hang out with your buddies and stuff. But at the end of the day, I think I'm going to a nice dinner
So
and
you're
getting the
lazy.
best
You're
of the best.
lazy. Lazy. That's what I'm messing with you. I think there's no wrong answer, but we'll see. What you got, Sam?
I'm gonna say go out to eat. Just easier to do. Just quicker.
Rolling
Don't have
around
to
in
cook
your
anything.
fancy
I'm not a big
car.
cooker. I cook breakfast.
You,
Yeah.
you heard me. I don't know if it cut. You want to go out to eat in your fancy car in your suit. I see. Okay. All right.
Just a lot easier. You know, I'm not a big.
No, you're good. Stone, would you rather have a nice house or a nice car?
Ooh, definitely nice house. That's if you have a nice house, you're in it way more than your car. So
Not
Yeah,
me.
I agree with
Not
that.
me. Stone, you know how much I'm on the road. I'm in my car way more than I am in my house.
oh yeah.
But I got nice both, luckily. So the Lord has blessed me, and I take my car game seriously, as you know. So, uh, I need to stop putting so much miles on this bad boy. I need to start flying, but that's a story for another day. Sam, what about you? Would you rather have a nice house or a nice car?
I'm gonna go with the house too. I'm gonna agree with Stone. I think it's just. I mean, if it's gonna be your home, you want it. I would want it the way I would want it. So I'm gonna go with the house.
So let me ask you this. I'm gonna take it a step further, Sam. Let's say you get drafted in the first round of the draft. Is the first thing you gonna buy a house or a car?
I already have a pretty nice truck, so it's gonna be a house.
I asked because when Austin got paid that big money, first thing he did was go get that new truck. So I was curious.
Yeah.
Um, all right, Stone, would you rather trip and fall in public or pass gas loudly in public?
Uh, Probably trip and fall. I mean, that's pretty common.
Man, no, it ain't. You tripping and
I mean,
falling regular Stone?
sometimes.
No. Sam ain't never tripped and fell, I bet. Sam, what you got?
I'm gonna say trip and fall too. I mean, feel like if you fart in public, it's a little disrespectful to the people around you. So I'm gonna say just trip and fall, and maybe I can play it off or something.
Oh man, y'all tripping and falling in public. That's a disrespectful to y'all's lack of athleticism. No, I'm messing with y'all. I think it's because I'm old and I just don't care if I pass gas in public. That's what that is. If I trip and fall, I might not be able to get back up. All right, Stone, I gotta ask. This is a serious question. I always ask uniforms, man. For you guys, do you prefer the blue pinstripes or do you prefer the red?
Ooh, I actually designed the blue pin, so I'm gonna go with the blue pins.
All right, but I'm gonna make a comment that I did not know that. Sam, what's your answer?
I'm gonna have to go with our. Are you talking about Ole Miss or Texas color
No, I'm going with
jerseys?
I was actually talking about Lewisburg.
Yeah, the blue pins. I feel like I don't think we've lost a game in the pins yet. I'm gonna knock on wood for that, but I'm gonna have to
I
go with the
actually
pins too.
used the picture of you, Sam, that I seen, and I didn't know that Stone had anything to do with it. I tagged Uniswag in it. Anyway, I think those are the cleanest high school uniforms in America. Like, no cap, for
Yeah,
real. Like, those are clean, and it just happened to be the picture, and you, of course, had the red arm sleeve underneath it and everything, and you had the chain hanging. But
yeah,
Stone, you said you had something to do with that.
Oh yeah, coach came to me. He was like, because he calls me the personal designer on the team. He thinks that's gonna be my job one day after baseball. So he lets me design a lot of stuff, and he came out to me and wanted me to design a uniform for our senior year, and that's what I came up with.
I mean those uniforms go with the best of the best in college. I'm not saying that because I know y'all. That's why I did that post. Like I really feel like those are clean. And as somebody who grew up around DC and all that, that like I think the purple pins are too much, right? The blue is just it's right. And the fact that y'all are the colors red, white, and blue, like I don't know, it all hits just right.
Yes, sir. They look good.
All right.
yeah. They do.
Justice League or the Avengers, Stone?
I guess the Avengers. What's the Justice League?
Batman, Superman, Aquaman, The Flash.
I'm going Avengers.
See, we switched it because we used to always do Batman or whoever, and Batman always won. So I switched it off. So let me go back to the regular. If I told you Batman and any individual Avenger, is it still an Avenger or is it Batman?
I guess Batman when it comes to that
Why?
individually.
I don't get it
I
because
mean, because
he's
that's
just a rich
individually.
guy.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna go
mean,
with the
Sam, tell me you're
Avengers
picking the
over go
Hulk
with
or
anybody.
something.
Any of it.
What'd you say?
I'm picking Thor.
There you go.
I'm picking Thor.
See, he's a ladies' man. You see that, Stone? You ain't got the game down. Thor gets the women. Nah, I'm kidding. All right. Stone, would you rather strike out 20 guys in a game or hit 3 home runs?
I'm gonna have to go with the 20 strikeouts because I'm a pitcher.
Yeah, but you hit two. That's why I kept that question in there and take it out.
I'd swing it a little bit, but I would still have to go with the 20
Hey,
strikeouts. That's pretty special.
you had a single in that first game I went to, and then you had a hit by pitch where you could have moved out of the way. I thought it's kind of weak of you, but it's all right. You still weren't as bad. I gave Austin Hannigan crap. He had one that hit his foot that he could have easily moved out of the way of. I was like, "What you guys doing? Y'all ain't even trying to swing the bat, taking these free walks."
Yes, sir. I think I've got hit the most on the team this year. I got like 7 or 8 of them,
That means they don't
but
like you, Stone.
they don't like me. They're trying to get me off the mound.
I heard that. Sam, I'm
Yeah.
changing the question for how it is for you. You talk about playing in the outfield. Would you rather rob a home run over the wall or would you rather hit a home run?
I'd rather hit a home run.
Have you
I'm
robbed
just a
one
big
off the
hitter, so
wall?
I'd rather hit one than rob one.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I didn't play no outfield in the ball, so I don't know what it's like, but it feels like it'd be cool to take somebody's home run away from them.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with hitting the home run though. I think, hey, if I catch it, I mean, most guys work on it at practice, so I mean it'd be a routine play. But I mean, hitting a home run is just that it's just a different feeling.
Yeah, no doubt. So last
Talking about
question.
talking about the 3-run home run game. Sam actually had 2 bombs today in inter squads and about 4 ABs, so
Yeah,
that'll play.
Nice. Yeah. Carry that over into the postseason. Stone. All right,
yeah, that's the
money
goal.
question. Last question. Would you rather, if I was to bring you $10 million cash, Stone, would you rather have $10 million cash or would you rather win a national championship while you're at Ole Miss?
Okay, I'm gonna play it safe and go with the win the natty with Ole Miss, because if I win the natty with Ole Miss, I'm sure I'm gonna have a big part of that, or have a
Yeah,
chance to be a big part of that, and then I'm gonna make some money after that.
You going with that same answer, Sam?
no, I'm gonna go with the same answer.
Man,
Like you
so
win a
I'm
national championship,
I'm
you
Sam,
want.
I put $10 million cash in front of you. You're not taking it.
I'm gonna say the national championship's gonna come with money, especially with
Uh,
the NIL.
Boys, it's easy for y'all to say that, but I will say this, Sam. You may not know this. Stone knows this. Paul Skeens came on here after he got drafted #1 and said he would give the money back before he'd give up his national championship. So after Paul said that, I really can't argue because it's a guy who has $10 million and a national championship, and he told me what he'd do. So it's hard for me to argue that now going forward.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, before I cut you boys loose, man, is there anything you want to plug and promote? I know I tell you guys to get off social media, but nonetheless, you do have it, Stone. So go ahead and plug it.
Gosh, I mean, I wouldn't say anything. I have nothing to say on that.
No, I'm telling you to plug your social media.
Oh, you want my social? Okay, yeah, Stone McCay. For Instagram, just look it up; it'll pop up. And then for Twitter, same thing.
No, I
And
was I was saying that I tell you guys to stay off of it, but since y'all are on it, go ahead and plug and promote it.
I thought you were trying to get me to like describe why I like social media and stuff. I was like,
No, 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 no. Just I will tell you this: as y'all are going to go to the SEC, um, a lot of coaches have a rule. If I don't know if your coaches specifically do, but when league play starts, their advisement is to stay off social media, so it's not a distraction. I would
yes, sir.
say I would say when the season starts altogether, I would do it because people are crazy, man. It's a crazy world, and all it takes is for you to have a bad game, and everybody gonna talk about you and turn on you, and you don't need that kind of negativity in your life, boys.
Oh yeah, you see it every day on the social media platform.
Man, I need to find an intern to run mine. I gotta have it with what we do, but man, arguing with idiots every day. But that's a whole nother story. Sam, what's yours?
My Instagram is the real Sam Rich with 2 H's at the end of the Rich, and my Twitter is Sam Rich 34, and it should pop right up for both of them.
All right, and if y'all want to go over to the Berg baseball, the Lewisburg baseball account does great. They whether you're talking about Twitter, on Instagram, they will let you know when these playoffs start, how you can stream it, what uniform these boys are wearing, the lineup, if Stone's pitching, all that good stuff. So y'all check them out, keep up to date. But boys, I thank you guys for coming on and telling your story, and I wish y'all nothing but the best of luck as y'all go forward.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. That is Stone and Sam. If you like hearing their story or you just like hearing average Joes talk X's and O's, please like and share the podcast on Facebook, retweet us on Twitter, listen and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and Anchor. As always, comments, hugs, rating, feedback, all that good stuff is welcome. We'll be back tomorrow night. Daniel will be back. We're going to get to the grind. But in the meantime, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We are out.